So I've always admired your collections at Fashion Week. And the good thing about them was always that they were never depending on a gimmickry or a celebrity to sell those collections. Although there was a celebrity, of course, always in your collection, but it was not depending on a celebrity or a clothes.
I think every brand needs a face and needs
Yeah,
an identity as well.
yeah,
I had always sort of like shied away from being at the front, being the front face of the
right,
brand.
right.
I believed that maybe I don't have that ability to be the frontliner or to be the front face. My abilities they lie more in the design and how to grow the brand and
Yeah.
having a certain vision for the brand.
Yeah.
I know a lot of designers who have done it successfully, but I felt like that maybe I could not do it.
But you always had a face to the brand.
Yes, we
but
did.
The collections had a really strong identity
Yeah.
of their own.
So I feel, again, I mean, to answer that, to clarify that question, I feel if your design philosophy is very clear and your understanding of where and how you see your brand is very clear, I think people will get that picture as well. At the end of the day, we're selling a product.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to follow certain criterias and rules. Number one, the fabric has to be what you're
Yeah.
saying is what you're selling.
Yeah.
If you're not lying, you're not deceiving the client, it is going to show and you will grow no matter what. Number two, how good is your design philosophy? Number three, how are you projecting your design philosophy through marketing and through your advertisements?
Right.
So I think our photo shoots were always our plus points.
Yeah.
We always made sure that we choose the right photographers, the right models, and the right way of actually putting our brand out. And I would like to say this on record because a lot of brands I feel like have failed to do so is to stay relevant. I feel like it's extremely impossible now to stay relevant over a decade as well. Things are moving so fast.
It's better now.
It's no.
It's easier now or tougher now?
No, my point is that if you look at certain brands 20 years ago, like they had a long span.
Yeah.
You know, certain brands, I would never name any brand like that, but they had a long span. But now they don't sort of fall in that category anymore with like the highs that they had seen. Why? Because they couldn't evolve with time.
Right.
And they could not stay relevant with time as well. So I feel like brands who tend to stay relevant is a huge, it's a challenge.
So is relevance, does it come from evolution of style and design, or does it come from evolution of marketing your brand?
Both.
We've always believed, Umar, that menswear is a very tough market in Pakistan. Agar hum women's wear ki baat karte hain, to we always say there are two seasons. There's summer and then there's festive, wedding. Menswear mein aisa lagta hai ki ya to men are buying really traditional clothes for the festivals, for Eid or for weddings, or then they're buying abroad. When they're buying their suits or their shirts or their trousers, they're not shopping in Pakistan. So how challenging is it to maintain and grow a brand, a menswear brand in Pakistan?
Initially, though, Amna, it was extremely difficult.
था ना मुश्किल?
बहुत मुश्किल.
क्यों?
I just met someone yesterday, a client out of nowhere, and I spoke to him. It reminded me of someone I met 13 years ago. So when I opened up my store, it's a small story out there. So this guy came, and I know what he did for a living. He runs a very prestigious hotel in Lahore, and he was very well off. He could afford anything at that time as well, even now. So he looked at my cloth and he's like, "Ye kapda kahan se?" And I'm like, "This is Xenia. I'm the only one who's brought in Xenia fabrics from Italy in
Right.
Pakistan." So he's like, "How much are you selling the suit for?" I'm like, 70,000. This is 2009
Right.
or 10, I don't remember. And he's like, 70,000? I could buy 2 suits from Hugo Boss. So I had to sit and explain that yeah, Hugo Boss does not use the same yarn count.
Yeah.
This is a custom suit. This will be bespoken on you. So he's like, okay, make one for me.
Okay.
I'm like, sir.
I like how you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Make
okay.
one for me. And I'm like, sure. And then I'm like, sir, advance? He's like, I'll pay you when I come.
Huh.
I said, okay, no problem. So I made him suit. He came, he tried on. He's like, this is one of the best suits that I've worn so far. I'll send my guy to pay you.
Okay.
I never saw that payment.
You never saw the
No,
payment.
and he's not the first one who did that to me.
Wow.
There are like maybe I think more than 500 people who have done that. But the point that I was making
I'm shocked.
to my client yesterday
Yeah.
was that I never gave up. I never gave up. And that's who I am. And that's the reason why Republic is one of the best brands.
Right.
Is because I never gave up. And I never will. So
Why do you think people behave like that? How can people not pay people?
I have no idea, but I feel like maybe at that time, maybe he felt privileged that maybe I should.
Although that's half your population, right? Half is privileged and the other is entitled. And
No, but I never saw it that way. I'll tell you.
guy, whoever you are, please come and pay now.
No. He's a very good client now.
Okay.
He's a proper. But see, that's how I feel like I won hearts.
Right.
In our society,
Okay.
where I didn't bombard people over these things. I let them choose on their own. Okay, yes, they are getting value for money and they are getting the best suit or the best anything.
Okay, but do you agree still that they're shopping more for either festive wear or
Yeah, we
then
sort
they're
of
not?
deviated from the.
Yeah,
the
you did.
question,
It's okay,
sorry.
but that was a fun story.
Yeah.
Are they still shopping for fest? Because I see a
No,
lot
no, no.
of festive wear in your store as
see,
well.
In our society, Pakistan is still 80% predominant women's wear society.
Yeah, right.
But I think that was 10 years ago. I feel like this new generation, even I would say someone being in their 30s or in their mid 20s right now, have a very different mindset from people or from the society that we had ages ago or a decade ago. I think this generation now, they have their own money to spend. I feel there are less privileged people now in the newer generation.
Okay.
That's how I see it. I could be wrong. And I feel like there's the middle class in Pakistan, no matter what economically they are being crushed, but they are trying to survive and they're trying to climb. And the stronger our middle class is going to be, the stronger the buying power will get for any human being, and especially for a male, because males like एक norm set हुआ है कि males would shop less.
Yeah.
It's not that.
And on a higher price.
No, because if it's a male's job or duty to run the house, then obviously after spending XYZ amount of money, he will have nothing to spend on himself. But I feel like this.
ऐसा नहीं है. That's not why we say this
No,
shop less.
No. I'm telling you, like, try to understand the point that I'm making. Okay, now this stigma is going away.
Right.
Now people are becoming more independent. Now people are feeling that they don't need to do that. You know, like they can actually experiment on themselves as well, and they can spend money on themselves as well.